Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to work on a hatchet. As far as I can tell, no name. This is one of the gentlemen at work I bought for him. It's got a split in the wood there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue in that, and then I'm going to pin it. I'm going to dry. What I'm going to do is pre-drill some holes and take some long nails and pin it. I think that will work. Should hold. I'm just going to pin it in several places, even the back. Look at that. Look how it's splitting. The wood is so dry. And I think this happened in my shop. I think my shop's too dry. I think my shop's getting too dry. And then there's a wood shim, but no metal shim in it, which is kind of odd. First thing I'm going to do is probably take it apart and see if looks like I might be able to get the shim out of there without much work. Yeah, look at that. I'm going to try to save the handle because it's all original. I believe this is an original handle that's on it. Check that out. Yeah, I'm going to save this. Look at the damage. There again, people using these things. Well, more than likely someone's going to say this is a roofing hammer. It's not a roofing hammer, it's a carpenter's hammer. A lot of the old timers back in the day did plaster and lath and wood shake shingles or wood siding, shake siding, which I've done both, and we used hatchets like these or similar to them to split the shakes, pound them in. Boy, it's going to take a lot of work. Look at that. I am going to grind some of that off. We'll probably lose ½ ounce of metal. All right, let's see inside. It's not bad. I'm going to scrape this handle off first, and when I say scrape, I'm going to sit here and do this. Scrape all the varnish and paint off of it. I want it down to the wood, the bare wood, and then that's when I'll glue it, clamp it, and pin it. See? That's what it's going to be like. All right, let me scrape this down, and I will be back. All right, I scraped it and then went over this with 220. And then what I've done here, I took some 80 grit sandpaper and sanded this edge off because I want to seat it just a little bit tighter when I put it back. And not going to do anything. I'm not going to paint the handle or anything. I'm going to leave the stained paint like this. But now I am going to get some wood glue and try to force it down in these holes, or these cracks, cracks, and then clamp it overnight. And then tomorrow I'm going to come in, or I might do it while it's clamped. Depends how hard it is. I'm going to pin it. I'm going to put a couple of nails in it. That should work, and then I'll just grind the tops of the nails off to where, I want to save the handle, and he wanted to save the handle. For one, it's hard to find these handles with this kind of a kick to it. Love these kind of hatchets with these handles. It gives you a little more oomph to it. Anyways, let me get some glue and some clamps. I'll be right back. All right, let's see how this is going to work. My glue is getting old. I think the last time I used this, I made some cabinets. You know what? I got a better idea. Let's do this. Oh, it's still good. I'm gonna just kind of force it down in the hole. Well, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy some more glue. I'm just working it down in the crack. Well, just a little bit of work. This is something most people, when they see a hammer or a hatchet handle like this, they wouldn't take the time or the effort to even try to repair it. But you can. You got to remember, something like this is not going to be, you're not swinging, 500 pounds of force through it. It's not made, this hatchet's not designed to cut a 36-inch tree. It's made to split. It's made to trim your limbs off. Little things like that. Some people use the wrong tool for the job, then they get upset when the tool breaks. Well, it might be the person using the tool should have had a little more thought process. That's usually the problem. Alright, let me get a little water here. Hang on, I'll be right back. Just going to wipe the glue off. I don't want to really block the pores of the wood, because when I go to use linseed oil, I want the linseed oil to take in. Now, I got glue on my towel. All right, hang on a second. Let's do this first then. I could use like a small C-clamp or something like that, but I don't want to leave big marks on the wood. Now, I'm going to clamp this part in the vise with my leather. Be right back. This part, sorry. I don't know if I had it in the camera. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's my hodgepodge. That should hold. Excuse me. I don't see a problem. You can see, whoops. I don't know if if you can see it on the edge there. I was trying to show you. You can see the glue going down in the crack there. So, like I said, once I get this done, then I'm gonna put some pins in it. I'm gonna make some pins out of nails, and then it should work. Oh, and I love, by the way, if you guys haven't seen my video on restoring this leg vise, hey, it is awesome. Yeah, I love this thing. If you don't have one, if you want a good vise, and if you can spend the money, these things are awesome. I love it, love it, love it. But anyways, I'll well, let that sit overnight and we'll get back to it tomorrow. We'll put I hit the end of it on the grinder just to take the, man, there was really beat up. But now I want to take it and put it on the belt sander, and I want to put a new belt on. 120 belt. And the only reason I hit it on the grinder first, one, I wanted to try it. I just haven't used my grinder in forever. And just try it. So that's what I did. I got some 80 grit belts, but I think that'd have been too strong. All right, now I'm gonna put medium grit. It's a fiber belt, 1x30 fiber belt. I'm gonna try the medium grit first. Now I'm gonna put the fine fiber belt on. One, just because I want to. Two, it's practice. And we'll see what it does. All right. Cleaned all the dents and dings. The only thing I don't like about cleaning the dents and dings is the edge right there. See how it's real shiny and clean? To make it all look uniform, probably take a disc sander with a 4.5 inch disc and clean this up. The problem is this finish that's on here was probably original. So anyways, I'm gonna blue it and just see what it looks like. And then up here and right here, I'm gonna clean this up with a file just to clean it up because it's really rough. The casting wasn't the best. I tried, I don't know if I can show you, to get all the pits right on the edge. And I'm not by any means good at sharpening. I can tell you that right now. I can feel it on the skin. So anyways, there's people out there a whole lot better than me. And what I do, well, what I do is what I know how. Well, shoot. Hang on a second. I was going to try to hit it with a different stone. Not sure what kind of stone this is. It's got a kind of a rough side. It's like an aluminum file. I don't know what kind of metal it is, but it ain't aluminum. And you can tell I'm from Oklahoma, or live in Oklahoma. Ain't. Huh. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still learning. Sharpening is an art form that some people have it and some people don't. And I can tell you right now, I'm not good at it. But I am good at it with a file. I do know that the Forestry Service and the smoke jumpers, I don't know if they still do, but back in the day, they were given an axe and they were given a file. And this is how they sharpened theirs. This is how my dad sharpened his. Everybody, man, I'm trying to think. We were working on a house doing wood shakes, siding. I don't remember ever seeing somebody sharpen theirs. May not have needed it either. See, that's sharper. I can do better with a file. So, okay. Some of you guys, I know you guys are really good at it, but I know, oops, Lionhead and, or Big Life, he sharpened the hair off his arm and shave his hair off his arm with it, but I don't know, I'm still learning and I'll probably never get it. But anyways, I'm gonna blue this. I cleaned the top off here, but man, there is some deep gouging. Almost like, that's gotta be it's almost like a weld, like somebody got down into it with a gouged it, but I'm thinking that is in the molding. Same way with back here, there's some really deep gouges. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this on the fiber wheel. I think I'm gonna polish these parts and then blue the rest. I'm out of the camera again, sorry. Polish these and this backside here. I'll put it on the fiber wheel first. Paying more attention to what I'm doing than the camera. Okay, 320, and then I'm gonna go to 400. I want to try it. I know this is that may be 600 over there. But anyways, I'm gonna do the 320 first. Alright guys, let's finish cleaning this up. I got some ribs smoking right now and they're about done. And my wife says she's getting hungry. So, I'm going to clean this off. And then I'm going to blue it real quick. And see the black coming off? I clean it till there's nothing coming off. Almost. I clean the top of the table too. A carburetor cleaner. This is man-made hard surface countertop, or a piece of a countertop that I salvaged out of a job I did. Some of you call it Corian, or it's just man-made material, countertop material. Nothing coming off. Now, pour some bluing in the cup. I'm using this bluing. If anybody asks, I like it. It works good. The other stuff works just fine, except you got to rinse it. This you don't have to rinse. So that's what I use. Now, my brush. I use a brush. You can use cotton swab. You can use whatever. Should take bluing really well. I'm trying not to get bluing on what I polish. I'll have to go back over and touch it up if I do, which no big deal. Ain't nobody gonna die if I don't, if I get it perfect or not. The gentleman that I'm doing this for, he I guess collects axes and hatchets, and he was stoked to get this one, so kind of cleaned up, make it look good. Let this stuff sit for about 60 seconds. You wipe it off, and then you buff it with some steel wool, which I've got some 1/0 steel wool here. I need to go get some 4/0. I like using 4/0 steel wool just because that's what I like using. Yep. Now, we'll hit it with some steel wool. Tell me that don't look good. There you go. Check that out. Now, let's do it again. I'm not going to clean it. I'm not going to wipe it off. I'm not going to do nothing. Just put another coat. Now this shows more blue said, you guys, this is real simple to do. I've showed I showed a lot of videos of me doing this. And if you want some protection on your tools, that's it right there. Now what I'll do with this one, I'm gonna go ahead and oil it and set it outside in the sun, because today, tomorrow, 100, 101, 102, something like that. So it'll bake the oil in. There we go. See that? See how splotchy it is? That's it. Now I'll do the other side. The other side's probably a little dirty now. Oh well. I'll hit it anyways. Well, when you first put this on the first coat, it's black. Second coat's more blue. I need to look up the chemical reaction for this stuff one day just to see, because I really don't know what. See how splotchy looking, wet. Whatever you do when you use this stuff, do not let this completely, I've done it. I've walked away and forgot it and come back about 35 minutes later. It's hell. So don't do that. Do not do that. 60 seconds. Wipe it off. You wipe it off, it's dry. See the difference? See how that looks different? See the splotchiness? And I know some of you guys have seen this already, but there's some new people that have watched the videos. They want to see this. I was looking at my stats. People from Peru, Mexico, Germany, Finland. Finland was another one I thought was kind of cool. There's a lot of them watching. Now, let's do it one more time. Another coat on this side before I oil it. I'm in a hurry because, one, I'm hungry, and that meat's about done. I don't know what I'm going to smoke tomorrow. I might just smoke a roast, make chopped beef out of it. Actually sounds pretty good. Always sounds good when you're hungry though. Let this sit a few more seconds. Like I said, guys, if you want to try something that's inexpensive and easy to do, that right there, cold bluing, it's good. And then, like I said, I put it outside in the sun, so bake it on. It kind of like you're treating cast iron is what I'm doing. There you go. Tell me that don't look good. All right, 3-in-1 oil. Don't take much. Now, take it outside, let it set in the sun, let it bake on. All right, be back tomorrow. We'll look at it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna redneck the hell out of this. I'm just gonna show you the split goes across to there, and I filled it in with glue. It's good and hard, it's set. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, if you look real closely, I went specifically looking for these nails. These are like ring shank nails. And I didn't want smooth nails because over time, expanding contraction will pull a nail out. These set longer, and there's a reason these are made with the shanks on it, rings on the shank like this. They're called ring shank nails. If you've ever used these, you'll understand what I mean. They don't pull back out very easily. So I'm trying to save this handle. It may be more work than it really needs to be, but the gentleman wants to save the hatchet if we can, the handle, so that's what I'm doing. So I've got it glued. I'm using a 5/32 drill bit, and I'm gonna put them where I think they'll do the best. Now, get a hammer. Yeah, and I'm using a body hammer because I like the head on it. All right, and what I'm going to do now is cut the ends off of them. And that's how I'm going to pin it through there. I don't want to go all the way through, but yet I want it to it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. And if the handle starts splitting and falling apart, we'll put a new handle on the head, but this should be just fine. Let me drill some more holes and then I'll show you what I got. This really is redneck. I didn't want nothing holding me. I almost went through. The tip of the nail hit right there through there, but there's no catch. That'll look pretty good. All right. Yeah, I know that's a redneck way of doing it. Might be a little more trouble than it's worth, but I'm reusing it. If you guys haven't priced a hatchet handle like this, it can be up to $27. Just saying. Plus he wanted to save the hatchet handle, so I did. All right, let's set the head. All right, now see if I can't seat this a little further. I do not like how this is setting in here. Let's try this. It's starting to roll up a little bit. See if I can't get it anymore. Hang on a second, sorry, I need a pencil. What I'm worried about is hitting this and splitting the handle more. Oh yeah. It's seating really, really well. The only thing I don't like, look at the gap I got on this up here. A couple more times. I don't like hitting it that way. All right. You can see my pencil mark. So I got it to seat down a little bit further. Let's clean the roll edge up a little bit. All right, we got my shim in there. I'm gonna go to the anvil and knock it in. Got my homemade railroad anvil here. Got my little Blue Point stubby hammer. We're in. Now, oops, sorry. I'm gonna go over to the little bandsaw and just cut this off. You know, it didn't have a metal shim in it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a metal, I got some casing. I don't know what kind of casing. I got 307, 30, shoot, I don't know, 30-06 maybe. Anyways, I'm gonna cut a piece of casing down. I'll show you. All right, got metal wedge. Just drive it home. It's in there. It's off to one side just a little bit. Man, it's in there. Solid now, though. Definitely solid. All right, let's clean the handle up a little bit, and then linseed oil it. All right. This is boiled linseed oil, and I'll just give it a good coat today. Well, for the rest of the week, every day, once a day. This should turn out to be a really good looking hatchet. Well, I know it will. It's already, feels good in the hand. It's already pretty good shape. And for those of you, boiled linseed oil makes the wood swell, stays in the wood long time. Pretty much a way of preserving your wood. There's so many axes and hatchets I find that are sitting outside or been sitting in a barn that I got a hatchet I got to fix. It's been sitting for, they figure 31 years in the barn, not being used. It was just sitting there. So, and it is dry. Now what I'm gonna do here, I'll do this a couple times today. I want this to soak in real good. I started with a round wedge, and as soon as the first hit struck, it messed it up. The top of the round wedge messed up. I don't know what I think I just struck it wrong. Anyways, doesn't matter. All right, now I'm gonna let this sit, and then tomorrow come back, put some more on it. We'll end the video tomorrow probably on this. That way I can give this back to him, and then he can finish putting linseed oil on it. I got so much work I got to do in the next couple days that I'm not going to have much time. Anyways, we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. The handle turned out excellent. I mean, it feels so smooth. Now, looks kind of dorky with those little nails in there, but thing's solid. And like I said, you can see, I'm gonna show y'all the split right there. You can see that going all the way across. So I glued it, clamped it, and then put these rib nails in there, which around here we call them pole barn nails. They're a smaller version of the pole barn nails, but it's split. I mean, it's split all the way up. You can follow it all the way down. Almost looks like it was intentional, like an inlay there. And you can see where the glue right there, that's where I stopped. I don't know if you guys can see it, but anyways, hatchet turned out really nice. It's in really good shape. The damage that was on the back is gone now. The bluing took really well. The oil pretty much all gone that was on that. Well, it is all gone. And then you can see I should have put 2 of these in there. Now that I look at it, I could have put another one, but I don't know if he's going to use this or if this is just a trophy for him. I don't know. He collects hatchets and axes, I guess, so. But I do like this kick out. I do love these type of kick outs on these. And there's a name for it, I'm sure. I call it a kick out. You guys can call it whatever you want. But it's a nice little hatchet. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I paid like $7 or $8 for this. I bought 3 of them, I think. I think I paid $7, $7, and $8. or $5.70. I can't remember. Under $8. So well worth the money to try to salvage it and save it. Turned out really nice. There's no wobble, it's solid, it's on there good. I will put a couple more coats of linseed oil on it, but I've got things I gotta do, so I wanted to show this before, because I won't be able to show you at the end. So this is it right here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, give me thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me if you would have wasted your time trying to save it. I think it was worth it. I'd use it. I mean, you're not felling a 36-inch tree. I mean, if you're using a hatchet like this to cut a big old tree you can't wrap your arms around with, you're using the wrong tool. This is for chopping up kindling, breaking it up, knocking a couple limbs off your branches that you fell. So it'll work. And like I said, even if the handle does start splitting and falling apart, it will not take much to replace it. Now that the head's done and finished, a new handle won't take much at all. And these handles are getting very expensive, ladies and gentlemen. Some of these will run $26. So if you can reuse them, by all means, it's worth your time and effort. And it's a good looking tool. It's a good used tool. It's usable. There's nothing wrong with it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give me thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe if you like. Like I said, my channel is all about old used tools and bringing them back to a good usable condition, and I think I did it here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a good day now.